Alright people, what's going on? Space Cowboy here. Welcome back to the channel. Got another video for you guys today. Before we begin today's video, please make sure to hit this video with a like. It's been helping the channel out a lot. I greatly appreciate that, so please make sure to continue to do so. Also, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to get more Dallas Cowboys content from yours truly now and in the future. Finally, hit the notification bell to be notified when I go live or post new content. With all that out of the way, I wanted to have a different discussion coming to Jamal Adams. I understand that there are tons of outlets talking about freaking Jamal Adams wanting to go to play for the Cowboys and insert other team on that list he mentioned, apparently. We're not talking about that. We're talking about why the Cowboys trading for Jamal Adams would not be in their best interest, especially with where they're at right now. Now, before you go into the comment section saying that I don't know what I'm talking about, or I'm just spewing nonsense, or, oh, well, he's a great player. Why don't you want the Cowboys to have another great player? I just want to explain this rationale, and I don't think many people are looking at it in this light. So allow me to explain myself. First off, why is Jamal Adams asking to be traded? From what we've been hearing, he has no issue with playing for the New York Jets. I've not seen any news outlets come out and say he hates playing for New York. The primary reason he is having this issue is because the Jets are not wanting to pay him immediately, and he's asking to get out. Now, I don't know if there's any underlying issues going on inside that organization to determine whether or not there's more to it, but based off of the information that we've seen, it's mainly due to this contract dispute in which he's been requested to ask for a trade. So there's that. So he's asking for money. Okay? So there's that. Now, there has been multiple videos coming out saying that, oh, Jamal wants to get out of the Jets organization. He wants to go play for Dallas because he's from Texas. He's from Louisville, Texas. Cowboys fan, this, that, and the third. I get it. Now, the problem is, and many people don't understand this, is that we're having a situation where the guy wants to get paid as soon as he gets traded. He's not asking to get traded because he doesn't like the organization he's playing for as of this point in time, based off of the information that's being presented, okay? However, he is asking for a trade because he wants to get high-end safety money. If you're asking what that's looking like, based off of the safety market, that's looking at $15 million. He wants to become the highest paid safety in the league. The current highest paid safety in the league as of this juncture is Eddie Jackson at $14.6 million on average. If you don't remember, we had the whole Earl Thomas fiasco a couple years ago, and, oh, well, the Cowboys should pay him. Earl Thomas was asking for top-end money. He was just using his whole situation as leverage to basically get someone to pay top dollar for him. Okay, we all remember that. Now, I want to be emphatically clear as well. I am not saying Jamal Adams is a horrible player. I don't think anyone is saying that. Jamal Adams is a fantastic box safety that you would like to have if that's what you're looking for. But you can get that at a much cheaper price. That's what a lot of people don't realize, is that defensive backs, specifically in the safety or cornerback position, there are only a very, very, very minute amount of safeties that are worth that type of money, okay? Probably the only one I would say that's probably worth the money is maybe Earl Thomas, based off of his impact with that Ravens defense, but that's even stretching it. I don't really see any safety in the league justifying their play or how they're playing with the money they're asking for. You might be saying I'm being extremely hypocritical because I say this for the safety position, but I can't say that for the quarterback or the running back or etc. Each position has its own specific check boxes in which you have to mark off to determine whether or not you're going to pay someone elite level money. I'm not paying Jamal Adams $15 million to have a very damn good elite box safety. That's not an insult to his play. I'm just saying I don't want that. If I wanted to use that $15 million elsewhere, I would use it to pay my own players and maybe retain guys like Xavier Woods, or hell, bring back, another cornerback for a year if you really wanted to, if I'm being completely honest. So, another thing is you got to give up high-end draft capital. And people will be like, oh, well, you're only giving up the 32nd pick if you win the Super Bowl. You do know that the 32nd pick can be used on a lot of different types of positions, okay? Not only that, did you know that the average safety does not come off the board till the late first round? Yeah, this isn't like some ordinary thing. I had a conversation with my friend Joseph Sandberg, and we were just talking about it. And in the past 6 drafts, including this one, the first safety comes off the board at pick 27, which basically is where I would expect the Cowboys to pick this year, assuming they do well, 27 to 32. So you can get a top level safety at the end of the round. And another thing to keep, as a point of order, is that the reason that average is so high for where it is because you had guys like Jamal Adams and Derwin James get selected earlier in the draft. Jamal Adams is a 6th overall draft pick, and Derwin James a 17th overall draft pick. So if you remove those two from the equation, it ends up being like an early 2nd round pick where the first safety's coming off the board. Look at last year's draft. The Giants, I believe, took the first safety off the board, and Xavier McKinney in the early 2nd round. If the Cowboys really wanted a safety, they could have traded up in the 2nd round and gotten them, but they didn't. We all remember what happened in 2019, that draft. Recall that? Where we had pretty much every single safety that you could think of on the board, and the Cowboys decided to forego that. And it really bit them in the rear end when you think about it, because they really should have used the pick on that. But I digress. The point I'm trying to get at is that using types of high-end draft capital to get an elite box safety is not something I'm interested in doing. Did you know you also have to pay this guy, and we haven't paid our quarterback yet? Again, I want to make this point explicitly clear. Not only do you have to trade high-end draft capital, which is a 1st-round pick, and possibly a 3rd-round pick, even if you're just trading the 1st-round pick, which you're foregoing that, and also keep in mind, that's a player you can have for 5 years under contract, which could be a safety or some other position of need that it might end up coming up in the 2020 season that we might see. Oh, maybe the tight end needs a position of, there's a really good tight end we can have for 5 years. Oh, we need another linebacker because something happens. Oh, we can get a corner. You see what I'm getting at? That's the thing I'm trying to let you guys know. And also, you still have to pay the dude. The dude hasn't been paid yet. And considering the fact that you haven't paid your quarterback yet, we can't really have a full-on discussion. Yes, you don't have to worry about paying him for arguably another year, but you still have to factor in, are you going to pay this dude? Which he's asking for his money now. So there really is no point in trading for Jamal Adams because you're giving up high-end draft capital and you're using resources. Let another team go get him. I'm sorry, guys, but this is not the move the Cowboys need to make. But the reason I'm coming to that conclusion is the fact of the matter being is that I don't believe Jamal Adams is going to fully complete this defense. And what I mean by that is I'm not saying that him as a player isn't going to make the defense better, but what ends up happening is if you pay the guy $15 million, it ends up reducing your ability to get quality depth at other positions. People might say, oh, you can go draft, but you can't use the draft to fill every single hole you have when it comes to using cheaper veterans and this, that, and a third. For example, getting guys like Gerald McCoy and Dontari Poe, that's way better than going after a guy in Jamal Adams, right? Because that's money you also got to pay your quarterback too. Again, like we haven't done that yet. We haven't gotten him his long-term deal. Many people think we could just go pick up a quarterback on the street and get Jamal Adams. No, that's not how. It's not like that. That's not how it works. And so for me, I think that the best plan would just be don't touch Jamal Adams. Keep your draft capital. Keep your salary cap space so that you can pay your guys. Because guys, guess what? If you really want to keep Michael Gallup, you paying Jamal Adams is not going to make you keep Michael Gallup. If you want to keep LVE, you keeping Jamal Adams or getting Jamal Adams is not going to help in retaining LVE. Keep that in mind, guys. Also, getting Jamal Adams is going to reduce your likelihood of keeping Cheeto and Jordan Lewis or Xavier Woods if you want to keep those guys. Remember, you getting Jamal Adams is not going to help with keeping people on this team. Yeah, he's nice to have. He's basically like the Ferrari when it comes to your lifestyle, right? It's like You got the Cowboys building a nice house. They have some nice things in it. But should they go after the Lamborghini and worry about all that stuff? Or should they just go get the car that's efficient and gets the job done, and you can not have to worry about anything else? I know it might be a bad analogy, but the point I'm trying to get at is Jamal Adams is a luxury piece rather than a necessity. Yes, the Cowboys have neglected the safety position for quite some time, but I don't want a guy that's a box safety or a more so tackling type of guy. I want a guy that can free roam and really clog up some lanes in the passing game. We haven't had a safety like that for quite some time, and I really hope that the Cowboys can, in next year's draft, address the safety position. Because, again, safeties are a very taboo type of position. They really don't come off the board until the second round or the late first. So, and keep in mind, like, the Jets could have probably used that second round pick on someone else, but they decided to use it on Jamal Adams, And again, also, we don't know what our scheme's going to look like. Maybe our scheme doesn't fit what Jamal Adams wants to do. I don't know, and I hate to be like that because I don't care what the scheme does. You go get elite players, and you conform with them. But I don't know, guys. I just think that going after Jamal Adams would not be the best decision in this situation. I know many people will not be pleased with what I have to say about it, but it's the truth, man. We can't. If you pay Jamal Adams, you're going to end up, costing you down the line. Because this could, affect if you pay LVE or if you want to keep Michael Gallup or this, that, and a third. Even if they walk, would you rather pay a box safety $15 million? Or would you rather, pay some key guys and maybe keep a guy like LVE or Michael Gallup or this, that, and a third? I don't know. I want to hear what you guys have to say down below in the comment section below. I know many people will be divisive on this because some people want Jamal Adams, others don't. But by all means, put that down in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out, guys. Bye-bye.